Bills Mafia, what's going on? Before we dive into today's massive update, let me start by saying this. Our Buffalo Bills are working every single day to improve, to get sharper, to get more disciplined, and to put themselves in the best position to win when it matters most. And here on this channel, we break it all down together like a family. So hey, smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our exclusive Bills coverage. Now let's get into one of the biggest stories of the week. Bills fans, we finally have some clarity. After 2 straight weeks of healthy inactives, wide receiver Keon Coleman might actually be on track to return this Sunday when the Bills face the Pittsburgh Steelers. Head coach Sean McDermott spoke before Wednesday's practice, and he addressed the situation directly, something fans have been begging for. McDermott said, just to clear it up, the Tampa game was a discipline situation. That confirms it. Week 11 was disciplinary, not injury, not scheme, discipline. Then McDermott added, the next game, it being a short run-up, we rolled with the same group because of the short turnaround. Translation for Bills Mafia, Week 11, punishment. Week 12, short week, no lineup changes. Week 13, Coleman has a legit chance to return. And here's where the plot gets interesting. In the first game without Coleman, the passing offense exploded. Josh Allen put up 314 passing yards, Tyrell Shavers stepped up big time with 90 yards and a touchdown, and the Bills dropped 44 points on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But then came the Texans game, and suddenly the passing attack looked flat. Allen threw for 253 yards, but outside of Khalil Shakir's 110-yard performance, the production across the offense fell off a cliff. Other wide receivers and tight ends combined for only 83 yards. The Bills missed separation. They missed mismatches. They missed size. And that's exactly why Coleman's potential Week 13 return is such a critical storyline. Even after missing 2 games, Keon Coleman is still 3rd on the team in receptions, 32. 3rd in receiving yards, 330, has 2 touchdowns, and leads the entire wide receiver group in routes run through Week 9, 226. So yes, Coleman hasn't lived up to second-round expectations yet. Yes, there have been maturity questions, but he's also been a major part of this offense until the recent benching. And Bills fans know this kid has talent. We've seen the flashes. We know the upside is enormous. If Keon gets a jersey on Sunday, someone has to sit. The candidates? Tyrell Shavers has been active every week, and after a huge showing versus Tampa, it's hard to bench him. Gabe Davis has been elevated from the practice squad 2 straight weeks. If the Bills don't elevate him again, he's automatically out. Brandon Cooks, signed Tuesday, he's absolutely in. Which brings us to the other big headline. Just 24 hours after bringing in veteran wideout Brandon Cooks, the Bills released Elijah Moore, ending his short tenure in Buffalo. Moore played in 9 games this season, but finished with 9 catches, 112 yards, and 0 touchdowns. It never clicked. The jet sweeps didn't work, the screens didn't work, the offense never found a role for him despite Josh Allen praising his work ethic multiple times. Analyst Ralph Ventrick called it earlier in the week, saying Moore was likely the odd man out. He was right. Moore could still return to the practice squad if he clears waivers, but for now the Bills are moving forward with Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, potentially, Tyrell Shavers, Gabe Davis, elevation pending, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and now Brandon Cooks. The Bills are searching desperately for the right combination, the mix that gives Allen the best chance to win right now with the season hanging in the balance. Let's be honest. Coleman is at a crossroads. He came into the season expected to take a big leap. He showed flashes, he earned snaps, and now discipline issues and inconsistency have put him in danger of losing ground on the depth chart. But here's the truth. No wide receiver on this roster has Coleman's physical profile or long-term upside. And McDermott's tone on Wednesday felt like an opportunity, a clean slate,
a chance for Coleman to regain trust and carve out a role again. Bills fans want him to succeed. This team needs him to succeed. This is a huge week. On Wednesday, the Bills returned to the practice field, and for the first time in weeks, fans finally received some positive injury news straight from head coach Sean McDermott. During his pre-practice press conference, McDermott gave encouraging updates on two players who could dramatically impact the Bills' offense heading into this must-win Week 13 matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1. Dalton Kincaid. There's a chance. 2. Brandon Cooks could debut immediately. For a team searching for consistency on offense, these updates couldn't have come at a better time. Let's start with the big one. Dalton Kincaid hasn't played since the Week 10 loss to the Miami Dolphins, where he suffered a hamstring injury that's kept him sidelined for nearly 3 weeks. He didn't practice Wednesday. That's the bad news. But the good news is this. McDermott officially opened the door for his return. When asked if he could play, he said, "We'll see. There's a chance. We'll take it one day at a time." Now, Bills Mafia, you know coaches don't always give much away, but that is easily the most optimistic tone we've heard from McDermott since Kincaid went down. And you understand why this matters. Kincaid isn't just a player, he's the engine that unlocks the Bills' downfield offense. 29 receptions, 448 yards, second leading receiver on the entire team. Average depth of target of 9.56 yards, second highest among all tight ends with at least 100 routes run via Summer Sports. What does that really mean? It means Kincaid forces safeties to back up. It means linebackers can't crowd the line of scrimmage. It means Josh Allen gets space, real space. Without Kincaid, this offense has struggled to find rhythm and consistency. With him, suddenly everything feels more dangerous. If he returns Sunday even at 70 or 80%, it changes the complexion of this entire matchup. Next up, Brandon Cooks. Fans were excited when Buffalo signed him earlier this week, but many questioned whether he could possibly be ready in time for Sunday. After all, he just arrived. New teammates, new playbook, new terminology. But when McDermott was asked about Cook's Week 13 status, he didn't hold back. We'll see. He adds to the mix, and Joe Brady ultimately makes the decision on who gives us the best chance this week. Now that's a very real indication that Cooks has a legitimate shot to suit up immediately. McDermott continued, "When you're a veteran player, you're around for a reason. You pick up different systems. It's just terminology. He's off to a good start." That's high praise, and it makes sense. Cooks is 32, but he still brings separation ability, speed, veteran route running, and a track record of winning contested catches. In fact, according to Chris Trapasso on X, Cooks has won 8 of 9 contested catch situations this season. That's elite efficiency. As McDermott put it, some guys have speed, but not true wide receivers. But he is a combination of both.
That's the exact type of receiver this offense has been missing. Someone who can win even when the coverage is tight. Let's be honest. The Bills' offensive performance against the Houston Texans was one of the most underwhelming of the season. Outside of Khalil Shakir, who was phenomenal with 8 catches for 110 yards, the rest of the WRTE group combined for just 10 catches for 83 yards. That is simply not good enough for a team fighting for its playoff life. With Kincaid out, with Coleman benched, with rotating practice squad call-ups, it was clear Josh Allen didn't have the weapons he needed. That's why these updates are so important. If Dalton Kincaid can return, if Brandon Cooks can debut, suddenly the Bills have the possibility of putting out their strongest offensive lineup in weeks. And against a Steelers defense that thrives on chaos, physicality, and forcing turnovers, Buffalo needs every capable playmaker they can get. Here's where things stand heading into Sunday. McDermott has officially opened the door for Coleman's return. The WR room is shifting rapidly, especially after the Brandon Cooks signing. The Bills' offense needs a spark after last week's struggles. Coleman still has the third most receiving yards on the team, despite 2 absences. And with the AFC playoff race tightening, Buffalo doesn't have time to experiment. They need production right now. So, Bills Mafia, does Coleman suit up this week? Should he start immediately? Or do you think the Bills should stick with Shavers and ease Coleman back in? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I read every single one. And of course, before you head out, smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more exclusive Buffalo Bills reports, updates, and in-depth analysis. This is Buffalo football, and we're riding through every twist and turn together. Go Bills!